Great to see you back again, Cancer. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. And this month is a very, very important month because, as you can see here in your horoscope, Uranus, for the first time in 84 years, has made contact with the sign of Taurus. Now for you, Taurus is all about friendships. It's about the connections that you make socially. It's about also your life ideals, the desires that you have. So we consider this a desire house along with the third house, but this one really is the sector of your horoscope that relates to, how easily or how difficult you can fulfill those dreams that you have, those objectives in life. And right now, for the month of June 2018, we see Venus, the ruler of this area, also transiting your sun sign. Now, this disruptive force, I call it the disruptor astrologically in terms of the planets, is under the check of Saturn here. Saturn is retrograde at the moment, moving backwards from around 7 degrees in Capricorn. So it's putting a constraint on the ability of Uranus to really shake things up in that area of your life. So what can you expect? Well, first and foremost, friendships. You are usually considered astrologically more of a home-based type person, but that doesn't mean you don't like, of course, to have friends, to nurture friends, which is part of your signature character, nurturing and caring for people. But this is definitely going to throw a spanner in the works over the next 7 years. It's an 84-year cycle. Most of you watching this weren't even born when it was in this position last time round in its circuit around the sun. So it has to be significant, and usually its effect is very sudden, very abrupt, very challenging, very shocking at times. It's the planet that has to do with upheaval, revolution, breaking down the old to make way for the new. So these are the sorts of actions of this planet, and its position here means that all of these powers that it is endowed with are going to come to bear upon this area of your life. Now, some of you may be experiencing the first stages of its impact on your life. Some of you may not, depending on the date that you were born. We know, for example, that for you anyhow, it's not badly placed generally because it's the 11th sector from your sun sign. This is what's called a sextile. So those of you born around the middle of June, around the 21st, 22nd of June, you'll start to feel the impact of this right away. Actually, in the first few days of the sign of Cancer, you're going to start to feel the impact of this, but it'll be rather positive generally for you. So what I want to say to you is that whatever changes take place now, don't be afraid. Even if you find yourself in uncharted waters, the outcome is going to be good, and you're likely to experience some deep insights into people that you may have considered friends, people that weren't friends. Uranus usually shows a very, very unusual breed of people that you'll be attracted to, a whole unusual range of contacts, acquaintances and friends. This could also indicate your friends themselves are changing somewhat in terms of their attitudes, in terms of the way they relate to you. Let's have a look also now at the transit of some of the faster moving planets, in particular the Moon. There on the 3rd and 4th, it moves into the company of Mars. I'll just stop there for a moment because this 8th house, which is the deeper psychological area of your horoscope, is ruled by Uranus. Mars is currently there for a while, and that's really giving you a lot of drive and energy to understand your motivation for things, what's going on in the deeper recesses of your character. And this is also recently, well, it's just passing now, but was recently challenging Uranus here from this 8th house. So some of these changes that are taking place may well have been as a result of things you've seen, a deeper level of understanding of these people. What's going to be interesting is when the moon swings around here, makes contact with Uranus. I think it's around the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And then the new moon that will take place on the 14th. There it is in the 8th and 9th, triggering a lot of work-related issues. And then there on the 10th, you might start to experience, at least in some small measure, some of the changes that are going to take place long-term by the contact of the moon, your ruling planet, because that's important, with Uranus in the 11th house. That will continue up until the 12th. Then on the 13th, 12th and 13th, into the 12th house, making contact with the sun, and then there the new moon on the 14th. Now the 12th house has to do with the way you are able to reconcile your past and get over some of the problems that have maybe been lingering and undermining your performance. It also has a lot to do with how you express yourself and share your resources with other people. So maybe it's time for you to do a little bit of filtering, which is what I think this combination of planets is indicating, filtering the sort of people you want. Have a look there, Mercury in your sun sign also around the 14th. Maybe a little earlier, I missed the date of that, but that makes you very humorous, very desirous of communicating with other people. It's important to see there, just leading up to the 18th, around the 15th till the 18th, an intense sort of communication blockage with your partnerships. And this is how we read with Venus, and Venus, the 11th lord of profits, in the second house of income, with the moon, your ruling planet here, and the communication shown here as being stifled, may have something to do with monetary issues around that period of the month, around the middle of June. Third house, short journeys, communications again, contracts, some confusion there with Neptune. Clarify everything before you enter into any agreement. Fourth house moon is lovely for you. This is here around the 20th, 22nd in your family. And here's a lovely opportunity for singles when the moon makes contact with Jupiter in the 5th house of love affairs around the 23rd. It's going to move into the 6th house, more focus on your working environment, your daily routine after the 25th up to the 27th. And then around the 28th and 29th, more focus on the relationship again at the full moon period here, as you can see. Trying to work through anything there that's been an obstruction to that better communication. The month finishes on the 30th with moon there, and also moving into your 8th house of shared resources, finances again, being another hot topic for you throughout the month of June. Join me at astrology.com.au, Cancer. You can find out more about what's happening this month, and a lot also in the blog section on the disruptive influence of Uranus on your sign and on the other 11 signs of the zodiac. Till next month, take care. Hope to see you here again. Bye-bye.